so I can walk through the valley. I got my people around me, secure the bed like it's Cali, just making moves like it's 1999. It's historic, cause God making me to shine. Yeah, all the rumors that you heard is true. I'm the hype, I'm the living proof. Don't hate me cause he made me this crazy. Yeah, it's just history, baby. All the rumors that you heard is true. I'm the hype, I'm the living proof. Don't hate me cause he made me this crazy. Made me this crazy. I'm making history, baby. Yeah, we making history, baby. We making history, baby. I'm making history, baby. Yeah, ain't no mystery, baby. We making history lately. Yeah, cause we the rookies of the year. All I see is devils in my rear. Yeah, we making history, baby. It's just history, baby. This that Diana Ross singing with the Supremes. It's Barack being the president, you know what I mean. This that Moses using the staff and parting the sea. This mic hitting the moon while Billie Jean up on the screen. Like, good ain't good enough, the snakes ain't drilling us. I'm focused, baby, you on that woulda, coulda, shoulda stuff. Put me in the Guinness book, he made me this crazy. Ay, it's just history, baby. All the rumors that you heard is true. I'm the hype, I'm the living proof. Don't hate me cause he made me this crazy. Made me this crazy. I'm making history, baby. Yeah, we making history, baby. We making history, baby. I'm making history, baby. Yeah, ain't no mystery, baby. We making history lately. Yeah, cause we the rookies of the year. All I see is devils in my rear. Yeah, we making history, baby. It's just history, baby. All I know is I got it. Just give me a dime in my pocket. Ay, we making history, baby. It's just history, baby. Yeah. All I know is I got it. Just give me a dime in my pocket. Ay, we making history, baby. We making history, baby. Yeah. All the rumors that you heard is true. I'm the hype, I'm the living proof. Don't hate me cause he made me this crazy. Yeah, it's just history, baby. All the rumors that you heard is true. I'm the hype, I'm the living proof. Don't hate me cause he made me this crazy. Made me this crazy. I'm making history, baby. Yeah, we making history, baby. We making history, baby. I'm making history, baby. Yeah, ain't no mystery, baby. We making history lately. Yeah, cause we the rookies of the year. All I see is devils in my rear. Yeah, we making history, baby. It's just history, baby. History, baby. Hear me now? Ooh,
I've been so many places, been around the world, I'm trying to get me famous. Everybody trying to occupy the spaces. Everybody now wanna know what my name is. Not even me mommy or me daddy, I didn't have nobody, just a little money God and me. I remember when I couldn't get my demo put out. Ooh, now it's murder. And now you say, oh, cause I got the mic now, you're singing praises. Now they say, oh, yes I'm the one you wanna rock with right now, right now. And I got the mic now, I guess I'm famous. And I guess it's my time right now. I won't use a gun, I'll kill them with my mic now. My style gets it right now. See them with that body.
I'm trying to get you wound back this morning. We feeling good this morning.
Living in the rat race. And in the rat race was a paper chase, Now I'm in the right place, I'm in the right place. Make it give me space. Now my mommy and my daddy, I didn't have nobody, just two bags, my car and me. I remember when my record label never want me put up. Ooh, now it's murder. And now you say, oh, cause I got the mic now, you're singing praises. Now they say, oh, yes I'm the one you wanna rock with right now. And I got the mic now, I guess I'm famous. And I guess it's my time right now. I won't use a gun, I'm my mic now.
Good morning, Sugar Booger.
See them with that
How's
body.
everybody doing this morning? I just want you to feel good this morning. Tell them where we going.
Now I go from Lagos to Canada.
the hottest morning show in the ATL. It's the Wake, Bake, and Coffee Morning Show. Live with Georgia first black governor. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you the most interactive radio show on live. We bring in the hottest news, the illest independent artists, and a whole lot of love, baby. Okay. Get up, roll up, sit back, and ride to the Wake, Bake, and Coffee Morning Show with your host, Georgia's first black governor. Yes. Good morning. Welcome to the Wake, Bake, and Coffee Morning Show. I'm your host, Georgia first black governor. Good morning, Sugar Booger. How you doing? Good morning, Mama Quita. Gap Teeth Music is in the building. I see you. I'm in the building. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm thankful to be here. I'm grateful for each and every one of y'all that's watching, those that are going to come in. I'm grateful for all my Sugar Booger, our children, our parents, our siblings, our family, friends, and our foes. And I'm grateful for each and every one of y'all that's tuning in, rocking out with us here this morning on the Wake, Bake, and Coffee Morning Show. Right. So, how's everybody doing? How you doing, Mama Quita? How you doing, Sugar Booger? Gap Teeth Music, how you doing? How you doing? So, hey, did y'all hear about the Morehouse guy? The guy that graduated, paid off the student loans for his whole class? That's amazing. Kind of wish I was sitting in that graduating class. Think about it as all the student loans that he gave, that he paid off, pretty much everybody got a free ride to school. Sugar Booger says she's blessed and highly favored. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I want you to see that everybody in that class went to school for free. Steve Harvey said his mission is to send, I think it's like 100,000 kids to school for free, or 10,000 kids. No, I think it's more than 10. I think he said like 100,000 kids to school for free. Do you understand the power of having a college education and coming out of college with no debt? Do you understand the economic power that brings of all of these kids coming out of college with no debt? Which means that they can go out and begin to build a foundation without one worry of thinking about paying back for the position that they're in. And the number one thing that the guy asked was pay it forward. So I was listening to Frank Ski this morning, and he was saying how Morehouse has this thing put to the side where I think they have like $120 million, but basically it's more so if your parents' income is below a certain amount, then you get to go to school for free. He said that Harvard, not Howard, but Harvard has this same program in place. And I think what Harvard is 60, if your parents or you come from a family household income of less than 65,000, you can go to school for free. But Harvard has $38 billion. $38 billion. Listen to me. Morehouse has 120 million. 120 million. And I want you to think of the names that has come from Morehouse College. Spike, Samuel, Martin. And those are just the powerhouses we know. That doesn't include everybody else that has come out of Morehouse. My boss come from Morehouse. There's a lot of high power position people and it's ironic to me because I'm pretty sure they had more than that before Bill Cosby went to prison. How many millions did they give back to Bill Cosby and refuse to accept anymore for Bill Cosby? Talk to me now. This is an interactive radio show. That's why the comments are here. You don't have to be afraid to speak. But Harvard has 38 billion for kids to walk across the stage for free. Come out of college with a Harvard backing. A Harvard backing. You come out of college with a Harvard backing. Free of debt. Imagine if every HBCU had the minimum of 3 billion. See how even the playing field would be? And we know a lot of successful people who have went to HBCUs. And the greatest thing is the HBCUs is the less alumni funded colleges in America. Oh, because when Frank Ski said this, I had to come and look for myself. HBCUs is the less funded alumni colleges in America. And up until 2017, they was the least funded by the government. It just got bumped up to 25 billion in 2017 from the federal government. The federal government gave the HBCUs 25 billion, more than any other time in history. And it was made to be given by the president at the time for 2017. And Miss Josie makes a point. That would be awesome. That would be ecstatic. That would be great. If we had at least 2 to 3 billion. Can you imagine? HBCUs got $2-3 billion a piece. The athletic department is highly funded. The alumni who have made it are giving back. Think about how many greats. Let's go back to the first great that we know, or that they always push, which is Dr. King. So let's go back to the year Dr. King graduated from Morehouse. How many other great successful people have come from Morehouse since Dr. King that could have been funding money back into Morehouse? Because I don't even think Bill Cosby went to Morehouse. He went to another HBCU in Philly. But I think he got to honor it from Morehouse. And not only did he invest in the school in Philly, he invested in them just as much as he invested in Morehouse and Spelman. Imagine the economic power that would be if Oprah gave back to the HBCUs. Diddy, J, B, all of these people that we praise high and mighty. All of those that we see high and mighty. And my sugar book has always said this, and it's crazy I was about to say this and she put this in the comments. Imagine if all the professional sports players went to HBCUs and then donated their money back to these HBCUs. It's crazy how we are in a position to take care of business, but we keep marching down the street asking the government to do something for us that God has already given us the capability of doing for ourselves. Why am I going to ask another man to do for me that I can already do for myself? Because there was a time that you couldn't do, but that sacrifice has already been paid. But that's the only thing that we dwell on. Think about if every professional player came from an HBCU school. The HBCUs would now be part of the NCAA, the SEC. We only got really one that's really in there, and that's Florida A&M. We can't be afraid. We got to start giving back. I want to know, is it going to take an honorary degree for other black well-to-do people, whether you're an athlete, you're an entrepreneur, you're a philanthropist, whatever it is? Will it take you receiving an honorary degree to do what this man has done? He was getting an honorary degree for something else. But God laid it on his heart to give to everybody so they can pass that forward. And as an alumni of any HBCU, the best way to pass it forward is to give back to the school that you came from. We have this mentality that once we get what we need from where we are, we got to leave. We don't have the mentality of building where we came from, making it better. We feel that we have to go elsewhere to get what we need. When God gave us the ability to build what we need and do it the right way where we came from. But we now feel someone owes us something. But the price for that owing has been paid. It's been paid. Let's take care of business and let's handle business. Because imagine, like Miss Josie said, for those that are watching, if all the black NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball players went to HBCUs, then they will fund money back into the athletic program. Imagine if all of the successful people from HBCUs gave back millions a year. What are you scared of? Because if you had your own, you really wouldn't be scared of losing anything. If you had your own, you really wouldn't be afraid of losing anything. Mama Quita said, you're right. We take ourselves out and support the better that we aspire than where we come from. I'm going to say this and we got to go to break. I was in the 4th grade and I'll never forget. My 4th grade teacher hyped us all up, said somebody famous is coming. I went to school with them. I grew up with them. They are my best friend. And walk in the door was Monica Kaufman from WSB TV, Channel 2, from those in Atlanta. Monica Kaufman, now they call her Monica Pearson. She's married, respect to her husband. But I've known your wife since I was a child. She's been Monica Kaufman to me. And it was one thing that Monica said, Miss Kaufman said. I don't know how to call her by Monica. I'm sorry. Miss Pearson said to me and my entire class, and this is in the 4th grade. So that means that this had to be around 87, 88, somewhere around there. And she said, whatever it is you want to be. She said, because they're going to tell you that you need to go to college, get a degree, and get a job. She said, that's what they're going to start telling you. She said, but I'm going to tell you, go to school, get a degree, and whatever it is that you want to do, come back to your neighborhood and build it. If you want to be a doctor, come back to Pittsburgh and build a doctor's office. If you want to own a store, build it here in Pittsburgh. If If you want to own houses, buy the houses here in Pittsburgh. You want to be a teacher, come back here and teach in Pittsburgh. And most importantly, buy your mama's house. Live here. Build it up. Don't leave. This is what she told me. This is why it breaks my heart to see Pittsburgh in this condition. Every time I tell people if I win the lottery, I will buy up all of Pittsburgh that I can. They laugh. But most of the people who laugh at me are not even from Pittsburgh. They don't understand that was the first black community in the city of Atlanta. The first. Not the second, not the third. The first. Built, ran, operated black community in the city of Atlanta, downtown. You can walk downtown and get there in 5 minutes. You 5 minutes from downtown. Okay, maybe 8 when you're walking. Now it looks like a ghost town. It looks like a movie scene. And you expect ghosts to come out of these houses and buildings. Out of all the rappers who came through that wasn't from the community, that shot videos and did movies in this community, never gave money back to the community. And one of the last leaders that's in the community has been crooked from day one with the community, and yet he's still there. I respect him, but I know who he is. I know how he get down. We can't keep leaving our people. Jesus said the poor will always be with you. That's the reason why they said, the Bible says, sell your tithe for money. If you can't make it to where the tithes are supposed to be given, if you can't make it to the location where the tithes are supposed to be given, if it's too far for you, then turn your tithes into money and go get what your heart desire. Go get what you want and partake of it. However, if there is a Levite, meaning a minister, a teacher, a preacher, if there's a Levite, if there's a homeless person, if there's a widow, if there's a fatherless house, you are to share with them. That was your purpose of tithing. This is why everybody builds their own community. It's a tithing situation. I tell people all the time, you see a lot of Indians and a lot of Asian doctors, but you never see any Asian or Indian patients. Think about that now. You go to the doctor, you see a lot of Asians and Indian doctors, but you never see Indian and Asian patients. You never see that. Why? Because they got their own little community clinic, hospital that they built. And the doctor that's treating you is taking his money and building his own joint. And then they pay him. Guess what? We'll be back with more of the Wake Bacon Coffee Morning Show, live with Georgia first black governor. Are you tired of living from check to check? Want to increase potential income? Live the life you want? Establish financial and secure future for you and your loved ones? So if you're an entrepreneur, want to own a business, or just need to make a little extra money on the side, contact Josie Kibi to get you started on a road to financial freedom, income protection, and a better life. And let her show you how to leave a legacy. Calling all the grown folks of the ATL, the Andrew and Walter Young Family YMCA is hosting their all-white affair. It's going down Saturday, June 1st at 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the hottest spot in the ATL, Club Opium, at 960 Spring Street. There'll be live music, a cash bar, heavy hors d'oeuvres, and raffle giveaways. There's a $25 general admission, and all proceeds are going to the Andrew and Walter Young Family YMCA Why It Matters campaign. So come on out in your Sunday's best and make sure it's all white for the hottest all-white party in the ATL, the Andrew and Walter Young Family YMCA all-white affair. Yeah, we'll be back with more than Wake Bacon Coffee Morning Show. We'll be back with Portia Kirkland Words of Wisdom. And I want to know, what is a promise ring? We'll be back.
They say I can't rap about Jesus.
Sing only Molly money choosing to see us. And they say I can't rap about Black Lives Matter. Only rap about how I used to move that gas better. They offered me the deal, came with 3 mil. Had to dumb down the scale for that radio appeal. Women at will, all the money here, but talking about Jesus. Say that ain't welcome here. I can't glorify the spirit, but I can glorify the street. False prophet through the meat, as I profit through the speech. Can't mention blood unless it's gang related. Can't talk about the cross unless it's chain affiliated. Revelation unrelated, say the truth is so hated. Everything money motivated, women disgraded. I can only say when it's sex orientated. Can't speak about the Savior, but I can nay ya. Say I don't do skinny jeans, fat swag, kiss men. Last man that kissed a man, betrayed him in the end. Giving scriptures to these raps, just for me to rap from the church to better.
They say I can't rap about Jesus.
Sing only Molly money choosing to see us. And they say I can't rap about Black Lives Matter. Only rap about how I used to move that gas better. Now, they say I can rap about I can run up in the house, strip you and the spouse, put you both on the couch, put duct tape on the mouth, wondering what this all about. You claiming that you future, so bring them comments out. I can't uplift my people unless we constantly getting high. While we piping, getting by, why you want me to inspire? Putting pounds in the trunk, driving across the state line. Say Virginia got mechanics, so be careful where you drive. Unless they in twerk videos, say they kissing other girls, IG pose, no clothes, no clothes. Stop killing each other, more than the police if you really want peace. Say love thy neighbor, stop with this or self-hating. Stop asking government for the blessings that God gave us. Young man, put your pants up, lady, put some clothes on. All my black men, stand up, I'm gone.
They say I can't rap about Jesus.
Sing only Molly money choosing to see us. And they say I can't rap about Black Lives Matter. Only rap about how I used to move that gas better.
They say I can't rap about Jesus.
Sing only Molly money choosing to see us. And they say I can't rap about Black Lives Matter. Only rap about how I used to move that gas better. 5280, bless baby, bless baby, bless baby, bless baby, bless baby. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Okay. Good morning, Miss Margot. It's okay. I thank you for listening. Hi. Welcome back to the Wake Bacon Coffee Morning Show. It's that crazy Monday. So that's our little morning rant spiel. So now on to Miss Portia Kirkland Words of Wisdom for the day. It says, you're enough. When God was finished with you, you were enough. But through life, we learn we're not enough. Through our abandoned fathers and mothers, bosses, teachers, racism, abuse, and other disappointments. Satan uses these hardships of life to break people down. But you are God's masterpiece. Never forget it. You are enough. You're enough. You're loved. It's crazy. Um uh, that we watched a movie yesterday. And in this movie, it was a little boy. It's called Breakthrough, by the way. I would say I encourage everybody to watch it. Um the little boy felt that he wasn't loved because he was adopted. He felt his parents didn't love him. He felt that he wasn't enough because he was given away. Um, and during this time, he was, um, I'm sorry. During this time, the little boy, uh, he felt abandoned. He felt lonely. And it always happened around his birthday because he knew he was adopted. And the little boy had to, um, give me 1 second. So, when you feel that you aren't enough, all of these things come into play of why you feel that way. You was adopted, you feel abandoned, um, broken relationships, being misused, being mistreated. Racism is definitely a big one. Being abused, having setbacks, disappointments. And then we try to add things that we don't need. Right. The average, Mama Quita said, the average child hears no 400 times a day. Can you imagine by the age of 18 where one's mentality is about what they can do? But also think about this. It's no given with an explanation. Is it given with an explanation? Because see, usually when I tell you no, it's an explanation. It's not just because I said so. Or it's not just do as I say and not as I do. See, a lot of people feel they aren't enough because they go a long time without even knowing who God is. Or they go to church just because that was the thing to do. That's what their mama did. That's what their daddy did. That's what their grandmama did. And it's shocking to me to know how many people who have been to church for years don't even know simple things in the Bible. Because see, usually no comes with an explanation. It's almost like when you tell the child, no, don't touch that. It's hot. It's gonna burn you. See, there's an explanation of why you shouldn't touch that. Nope. You really shouldn't be having sex before you marry because these things does this and this happens with this, and then when he break your heart, then you're gonna be crying because you done gave him yourself when that's all he wanted, and blah blah blah. See, there's no explanation. It's just no. It's just no. Simple. Plain. No. And it's the do as I say, not as I do type of situation. And when you start adding these things, when these things start subtracting from you, then you start adding other stuff to it. People feel a certain way because they dad went there, or they was abused, or they was molested. So now, or they was this, or they was that. So now they add other things to their life to fulfill an emptiness, a void, a feeling that they are not enough. However, you are enough. You enough for God. Because guarantee you everything that you've been through, there's a testimony behind it. There's somebody that you were supposed to come in contact with. There's a light on the inside of you that's supposed to shine outward. So when they ask, how is you able to, you can say, oh, God did do. After I surrendered, after I repented, after I asked Jesus to come in my life, after I had the faith. Because that's why I said let's do the Try God challenge. Because we read books. That didn't help. We went to the fortune teller. She didn't help. You tried men, you tried women, you tried this, you tried water, you tried dieting, you tried this, you tried that. But nobody has ever tried God. And it's crazy. I know ministers who write self-help books, and not in one page is God ever mentioned. It's all about you and what's inside of you. But the scripture clearly says, by grace, through faith, can you be saved, not through yourself. I'm just saying. But you are a masterpiece. You was created for a reason, a purpose. And whatever that reason and that purpose is, only God knows. And the only way you can know is if you ask. Show me, guide me. Because Jesus said, I leave you with the comforter. He will bring you joy. He will bring you peace. He will lead you to all truth. So he will lead you to who you are. He will guide you, protect you. So you are enough. I don't care what they say you look like. Just like I told Sugar Booger yesterday, I kind of miss the trolls. You know, they talk bad about my gap, and I tell them, y'all got to come better with that. You got to come better with that one. Cheese. Just like the gentleman came on and said, this should be called the Wake, Bake, and Gap Show. It's a great idea. I didn't think about that. The Gap Show. Because you are enough. When God finished with you, you are enough. But through life, we learn we're not enough. You learn this. That means you're taught this. It's taught to you. How we learn it through abandoned fathers and mothers, bosses, teachers. Oh yeah, because you're the dumb one in the class. Oh, you're lazy. The boss don't like you. Abuse, disappointments. And Satan uses these hardships of life to break people down. Aren't you reminded of these all the time? Negativity. And it's crazy because yesterday in the movie, the mother said, yes, she's full of pride. But one thing that I respected about the mama through the entire time, because her son ended up drowning, going into the hospital. The one thing I respected about the mama the whole entire time was she refused to allow negativity around her son. She didn't care if you was the doctor, a family member, a friend, a neighbor, a counselor, a school teacher. She didn't care. The news reporter. You were not coming around her son talking death. And if you wasn't gonna come around him talking life, she didn't want you to say nothing. Satan to use what you've been through to get you. He would use people to say things against you, to make you rethink, to make you feel a certain way, to get a reaction out of you. But know that you're good enough, and you are enough. You don't need to be added to. God was satisfied with your little BB nappy head and your wide nose and the pimples on your face. He didn't need you to add to it, to cover it up. He didn't need you to add the extensions because what he gave you is what he gave you. Now, did you take care of what he gave you? That becomes the question. Did you take care of it? But you are enough. You don't need nothing else. You were sent here with a purpose. And the way you are, the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you move, and everything that you've been through in life, is for that purpose. So that's Miss Portia Kirkland, Words of Wisdom for the day. You can follow Miss Portia Kirkland at pkfaith.com. That's at pkfaith.com. It's on all the Facebook pages, my page, the Wake Bacon Coffee Morning Show, and the fans of the Wake Bacon Coffee Morning Show page. If you like to leave your comments or thoughts, you can even share. But while you're here, make sure you like and share the Wake Bacon Coffee Morning Show. And I don't know how you can invite folks in besides sharing it. Tell people to come on through. Post it on your Facebook page. Don't be scared. We gonna be real. We gonna be real. We gonna be real today. So we're gonna take us a quick break, and then when we come back, we're gonna come back, and I would like for the ladies or the fellas. I just need somebody to tell me what is a promise ring. I just been trying to figure this out. What's a promise ring? Can somebody tell me what that is? Does anybody know what a promise ring is? I just wanted to know. I need some insight and some information. And I want to know what promise costs $1,500. We'll be back.
Time moves slower, feelings grow stronger when I'm with you. Somewhere I've never been before. You'll take me. I ain't used to this craving. No excuse, but I'm saying, maybe you got me thinking. I wanna walk this line to the other side. This trail, what I tell myself. Stay alive, it'll be alright. I guess you'll meet me there. Halfway when the time is right, 'cause I see no one else. No one else. 'Cause you make me blind. Don't lose like that girl's attitude. You're only mine. Ain't nobody else love me right. You make me blind. Blind. Breathing's faster. I can't take the pressure. When you touch me, I can't help but to fall in love. You make me. I ain't used to this craving. No excuse, but I'm saying, maybe you got me thinking. I wanna walk this line to the other side. This trail, what I tell myself. Stay alive, it'll be alright. I guess you'll meet me there. Halfway when the time is right, 'cause I see no one else. No one else. 'Cause you make me blind. Don't lose like that girl's attitude. You're only mine. Ain't nobody else love me right. You make me blind. Blind. Wanna walk this line to the other side. This trail, what I tell myself. Stay alive, it'll be alright. I guess you'll meet me there. Halfway when the time is right, 'cause I see no one else. No one else. 'Cause you make me blind. Don't lose like that girl's attitude. You're only mine. Ain't nobody else love me right. 'Cause you make me blind. Don't lose like that girl's attitude.
Yeah. Ha! That's Blind by Glenn Travis. Welcome back to the Wake Bacon Coffee Morning Show. We are here. That's Crazy's Monday. And something that was crazy to me this past weekend was I was looking at rings online. And the number one ring that kept coming up was this thing called the promise ring. Now, I would like to know, what is a promise ring? And if I'm gonna spend $5, $6, $7, $800, I might as well just buy the real thing. What am I promising somebody at that price? It kind of sounds like a trick if you ask me. What are you promising? Negro, you either getting married or you not. What is the purpose of the promise ring? Eyes are confused. I don't know about nobody else, but I confused. I'm literally confused. Listen, listen, my daddy told me long time ago, promises are made to be broken. The only person in this world, the only two people in this world that keep a promise, that's God and his son Jesus. Them are the only two people that can promise you something and come through with it. He said, and son, never bind yourself to something that you know you can't do. He said, you always say, I'll see what I can do. Because that's not binding yourself to it. Because if you bind yourself to something and you can't do it, now that makes you a liar. That means that you break promises. So I'm trying to figure out, if I'm about to give you a ring and I'm about to spend $800, $900 on a ring, I'm not promising you shit. We getting married. We getting vowed. This is commitment. This ain't no promise. What promise? What? No. This is commitment. This is, boy, listen. And this will be my first time buying a wedding ring. What? My first time proposing? You think I promise? Promise? But I'm not promising. But it's life. What promise? What promising? No. God in this. What promise? What? God said, trust no man. Lean not to your own understanding. What? Promise. And then you got the audacity. Now, a man give you a promise ring, it shouldn't cost no more than $50. $800-$900 for a promise? No. $800-$900, that means some tuxes is coming out, some cake about to be cut, some preaching about to go on, some I do's and some vows about to be said. What? Promise? Boy, you're wasting your money. And it's crazy because they were everywhere. Promise ring, 14 karat gold, 2 carat diamond promise. 2 carats on a promise? Boy, stop it. 2 carats on a 2 carats, 14 carat white gold. Boy, look, we going down the aisle. Ain't no promising nothing. A date getting set. We both showing up. If it's just me, her, and the preacher man and God by ourselves, boy, listen. Y'all better stop playing. Miss Margot said it's unlimited mounts of the cookie. He was already getting the cookie before he made the promise ring. When the promise ring come before getting the cookie? And I want to know, how do you give somebody a promise ring? I promise. You promise to do. I'm trying to figure out what we promising. When you give this ring, what are we promising? Mama Quita said playing games. I'm holding on to you and giving you hope while I'm still out here in these streets. I'm trying to figure out, how do you present somebody with a promise ring? How does that work? I'm trying to figure out how does this work? I promise to. What are we promising? I promise. Because usually when you give a woman a ring, you making vows. These vows, these ain't promises. The vows and promises are two different things. Vows is written and stated commitments and oral commitment. That's a vow. A vow is an oral commitment. A promise, that's an oral wish. Listen, I can't walk in and give my sugar booger no promise ring. Get me cursed out and beat up, and whoever sold me the ring gon' get 2 pieces, 5 biscuits, no soda, and no sides. Your mouth just gonna be dry. You ever had old chicken that was just dry? Fried chicken that was just dry? That's how she gonna leave you. Listen, promise? Who's spending this kind of money on a promise? What? I'm trying to figure out, what do you say when you present somebody with a promise ring? What could you possibly... I promise not to die on you before we get married. I'm trying to... Listen, I promise I promise to come home on time. I promise to come home at a decent hour. Do you accept this promise ring? You know, I promise not to beat you. I'm trying to figure out what do you say to somebody when you get them a promise ring? I'm confused. And apparently it seemed like the women who are watching are confused too. God, the hell? That's like a woman buying a man the wedding band and say, oh, this is a promise ring. I don't know what I'm promising. Because what happened if you break the promise? Does she give you the ring back? I'm confused. I don't know. I'm trying to see how this works. I'm strolling through and I'm talking about everywhere I look. Every other ring is like 2 out of 3 rings was a promise ring. I was like, is they making promises? Or is people getting married? I'm confused. Because I just stood in a whole theater with a bunch of married couples who said that they love Jesus and they fighting for their marriage. And some been married from 0 years to almost 50. And they congratulated my sugar booger yesterday. She was a little embarrassed. They called her off guard. We're the newly engaged couple. But we're surrounded by wisdom. From 0 years to 50 years. Plus her parents been married for 30 some odd years. I don't think we got a problem, man. I don't think we have. Yeah. But what I'm trying to figure out is, what the hell are you giving somebody a promise ring for? Go on and be a man and ask the woman to marry you and love her the way Christ loved the church. Give your life for her the way Christ gave his life for the church. Submit to her. And understand that your body is no longer yours but hers. Understand that Jesus is your head and you are hers. Understand it's just as you want her to answer to you, son, you got to answer to Christ. That's just the way it goes. That's just the way it goes. And if you ain't ready to leave, you just want to play games, stay by yourself. Because our women are being tricked off the street. If you ain't ready to be a man, say so. Get around some men. Not the ones on the corner, but men. Those that got a house. Those taking care of their responsibility. Those that marry. Men that can tell you something. That can tell you, hey, bro, listen, all that ain't hitting on nothing. Nothing. Nothing at all. That's not hitting on nothing. Nothing. So, yeah. Don't go out here spending $800 making promises you can't keep. Because a lot of y'all made promises in the beginning that you didn't keep. Now you're going to go buy a promise ring to make more promises that you won't keep. Just be a man. Put your big boy drawers on. Take off the tighty whities and put on some boxes. Or just put some shorts on. Be a man. Take off the tighty whities and get you some big boy drawers. Put some drawers on. Put some boxes on or put some shorts on. You know, I find swimming trunks to be more comfortable. So whatever it is, just it's time to stand up and be men. We got to stop making these false promises. Because in about 5 to 7 years, men and women are going to have a real big problem. Y'all going to have a problem. So that's it for the promise ring. I just want to know the hell it's for. Because, listen, I'm not making no promise. We going down the aisle. I'm committing. I'm vowing. From the scripture. Not from the state. From the scripture. I'm vowing. We walking. We unioning. We building. You can't build on a promise. The only promise that you can build on is Jesus Christ. The promise that he gave you. That's the only promise that's going to be fulfilled. Now, I know some people may say, I promised this, and they might live up to it, but the only guaranteed promise was the promise that was given by Jesus Christ. It's the only guaranteed promise. The only. I don't care how you feel. The only guaranteed promise in this world is Jesus Christ. That's it. That's it. That's it. So we're gonna take us another little quick break. When we come back, um, men are getting pregnant. Nah, listen. I don't know how this is scientifically done, but there's men out here that are getting pregnant, and they mad at the hospital for not addressing them as men, and now hospitals. I'm gonna show it to you myself, cause I don't want you to think I'm lying to you. And then I'm gonna read a manifesto that was written back in 1987 that said back in 1987 what's taking place right now in 2019 and what is to come. And women, y'all in trouble. For real. I don't know if you know it or not, but y'all in trouble. And y'all gonna be looking for men to make you a promise. I promise you that. Yeah, men getting pregnant. Listen. I don't know how this is happening, but I'm gonna show you how they said men are getting pregnant. I'm just gonna show it to you. So, don't get mad at me. We'll be back. We'll be back with more of the Wake Bacon Coffee Morning Show, live with Georgia's first black governor. Are you looking to become a better parent, escaping domestic or family violence, need help with anger management, couples mediation, or just individual guidance? If this sounds like you, then contact the Georgia Life Center by visiting their website at georgialifecenter.org or give them a call at 470-395-1397 to set up an appointment, because they believe everyone can lead a happy, productive life free of violence and abuse. Are you tired of living from check to check? Want to increase potential income? Live the life you want? Establish financial and secure future for you and your loved ones? So if you're an entrepreneur, want to own a business, or just need to make a little extra money on the side, contact Josie Kibi to get you started on the road to financial freedom, income protection, and a better life. And let her show you how to leave a legacy. Calling all my people on the night shift, the late drivers of Uber and Lyft, the night hawks, the creepers, heading home from the club, or you just up doing what grown folks do. You need to be tuned in to the hottest radio personality in the ATL, Big Ray Van Groove, from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. on Magic 107.5, 97.5, the real sounds of Atlanta. This is Georgia's first black governor. Come party with me at the hottest all-white party, the ATL White Affair, hosted by the Andrew and Walter Young Family YMCA. It's going down Saturday, June 1st from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Opium Nightclub. And you know, if I'm in the building, the music is live, the food and drinks is good, we raffling all prizes, and you know it's for a good cause. And you also know we're gonna have a fun good time. And by the way, you gotta be 21 or older to party. So come party with me and the Andrew and Walter Young Family YMCA for their ATL all-white affair. Cause you know when we show up in the city, we shut it down. Good time, let's take them up, friend. We gotta take you high. Yeah. All right. You wanna do it again? You wanna do it again, huh? Yes, ladies. Told y'all I was bringing y'all some R&B.
I've been thinking
We'll
about
be
you
back
all
with more
day.
The Way Baking Coffee Morning Show. I love you, Sugar
I wanna
Booger.
touch you in every way. Let me squeeze you. Let me love you. Always. I'ma love you, girl. I'ma kiss your body. We make love in the hallway. Rubbing and touching, kissing and hugging. Give me your loving always. I'ma love you, girl. I'm gonna kiss your body. We gon' make love in the hallways. Rubbing and touching, kissing and hugging. Give me your loving always. Face down, bottoms up. I got you tipsy from this red Moscato in this cup. I love it when you drink it like that. When you get freaky, I get freaky right back. Your curves are amazing, girl, they turn me on. I love the way your clothes look, but baby, take them off. Now pour that Hennessy, don't know what got into me. Before play till it's 12, girl, I freak you like I'm Jodeci. Yeah. I'ma love you, girl, I'ma kiss your body. We gon' make love in the hallway. Rubbing and touching, kissing and hugging. Give me your loving always. I'ma love you, girl, I'ma kiss your body. We gon' make love in the hallways. Rubbing and touching, kissing and hugging. Oh, and give me your loving always. Girl, you fine as hell. Ooh, you must be from the British Smile, ATL written across your gorgeous face. Bring your friends along, it ain't nothing but a party. Now we're all alone, girl, let's get it on. From the front, from the side, we're on the floor. Two sides like Shawty Low, two sides like Shawty Low. Now pour that Hennessy, don't know what got into me. I give it foreplay till it's 12, girl, I freak you like I'm Jodeci. Yeah, I'ma love you, girl, I'ma love you. I'ma kiss your body, kiss you. Make love in the hallway. Rubbing and touching, kissing and hugging, give me your loving, yeah. I'ma love you, girl, I love you. I'ma kiss your body, kiss you. Oh baby, kissing and hugging, yeah. Give me your loving always.
Welcome back to the Way Baking Coffee Morning Show. I hear you, Sugar Booger. I told y'all I'm gonna bring y'all some good R&B. Hey, that's Basic Black right here on the Way Baking Coffee Morning Show. Always. Yes. Always. Man. So welcome back to the Way Baking Coffee Morning Show. We're here on That's Crazy Monday. That's crazy. Something I find to be very crazy. When I say very, 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 very crazy. Is the narrative that men are getting pregnant. Now I find this to be very crazy. And how I know this to be crazy, and I feel personally, this is just how I personally feel. This is my personal take. this is how I personally feel about this. There's no way in hell a man can have a baby. You know how I know? Because I'm a man. Yeah, I am a man. I think I would know if we can have babies or not. I'm a man. And I know we can't get pregnant. But however, they now say that men can get pregnant. Now, I don't know how this is possible. But they said men can get pregnant. And this is how they said men can get pregnant. They said trans men are men. Trans men are a real man. Trans men are not born women. Trans men are not female bodied. Trans men bodies are male bodies. I don't think y'all caught that. Trans men are men. Listen. Because they need people. They need y'all to understand. Okay? Do you see this? They need to train people to consistently explain themselves to doctors and other medical staff can be draining. They said these men, or who they claim to be men, they saying they having a difficult time explaining this situation. And they need for trans people to, they tired of explaining themselves. They tired of going to the doctor. Oh, and this is an article, by the way. You can go pick this up. This is at NBCnews.com. This is from NBC, by the way. Okay? They need for y'all to understand that men can have babies, especially if you are a hospital staff and they blame the hospital. Is it the staff trained on how to act and consistently use a patient preferred name and gender? They need y'all to, instead of calling her Steve, call her Stephanie. Well, instead of calling her Stephanie, call her Steve. Call her Steve. She's a man. I need for you to recognize her as a man, yet she's having a baby. I'm not understanding, because can't no man push out no baby. We can plant one, but we can't push out one. Miss Mama Quita said, how is this possible if they are called trans men? If they were men, they would not be called trans men. I'm having a difficult time dumbing myself down to understand this stupidity. Well, let me put it back up here for you again, because I thought it was just me too, but it wasn't me. It wasn't just me. Said trans men are men. Trans men, a real man. Trans men are not born women. Trans women are not female body. Trans men are bodies. Trans men bodies are male bodies. So, that's how. There go your answer, Mama Quita. Listen, wait a minute. Because the same people who legalized all of this ain't the same people who fighting for abortion right now. These are the same people who said that not every woman has a vagina and not every man has a penis. Listen, these are the people that y'all got. These are politicians who were saying this. These are the politicians that y'all want to beat up Trump so bad that they said, not all women have a vagina. I want to know, how is that possible? Because even down to the ant, the queen has a vagina that gives birth. Everything that gives birth on this planet has a vagina. And it's not called a male. It is called a woman, a female. The female cat, female dog, the female lion, the female giraffe, the female elephant, the mama. They don't even call a female. They call a mama. The mama. The mama giraffe, the mama gorilla, they call her mama. Mama Quita, you trying to get us kicked off? But I at least got to let you know where this come from, Mama Quita. See, it come from this right here. Do anybody know what this is? And if you don't, let me help you out. This is the Baphomet. This is the image of Satan. He's half woman, half man. And this in the middle is the symbol for man, for the combining of man and woman. It's the symbol that's in the center of his lap. Daniel said he won't desire women. It's not that he hates you. He just don't want you. It's not that he hates you. It's that he doesn't want you. Okay? It's not that he hates you. He just don't want you. He wants to replace you. See, that's why it's called trans. He wants to transcend you into something else. He doesn't want to be your friend. So now, women are being called men. And now the narrative is men can have babies. Bullshit. Excuse my language. I can't have no baby. I's a man. 100% from head to toe. Now I can't push out. I can plant seeds. I can plant the baby. But I damn sure can't have it. That's not how God works. But this is to go against the grain of God. The end of it is, right, for nobody to have no gender. It's to kill the marriage. It's to kill the family. This is why they separate the mamas and the children and the daddies out the house. Why? Because your man is the number one threat. They can't listen. This is why women are under attack. Because they know no man, not one man is going to allow you to tell his son. Not one man on this planet is going to allow you to tell his son that he can be a girl. Not one. I don't know one. If you show me one, he ain't no man. Not one. I don't know one. You gonna tell a man's daughter she a boy and she can do boy stuff? Not one. No. Not I don't listen. They putting this in y'all schools. Oh, okay. Listen. Tell you what. I'm gonna take a break, and then I'm gonna come back, and I'm gonna read the manifesto. Now, what I want you to know about this manifesto is that this is a legal document. This is a legal document. This is in Congress. This is illegal. Are you listening to me? This is a legal document. This manifesto from 1987 is a legal document. It is legal. I don't think you... Listen, it's legal. It was picked up by Congress. This is a legal manifesto. There was another one written after it. The original one was about partnering with blacks, moving the men out the way and partnering with black women and the feminists to get the gay movement started. Move men out the way, partner with black women to get them to leave their man, because the black women were the only ones left from the black civil rights movement. They said they are going to use black women and their civil rights movement to push the LGBT. This was written back in the 60s. Go do your research. But I'm going to read you the one from 1987. Because the one that was written before it was targeting black women who was in the movement to help them push, because they said, look how black people got what they wanted, so now we can. This is written. You ain't got to listen. Go look it up for yourself. I'm going to take a break. When I come back, I'm going to read you the manifesto from 1987, which is a legal document. This is a legal document. This is legal. Legal. This is a legal document. We'll be back.
Y'all look really nice. Really nice tonight. Oh, y'all look really good. You could ask for in a woman. I give everything I could give to a man. I'm tired of the back and forth games we play. Was enough, give it up. 'Cause you and I both know that I wanted you, and you wanted me. Better tell yourself. So good, but also make the pain hurt so bad. I lost my heart, my soul and my mind. The way you said so much. All the things you said, well, you seem to forget there's no going back to find what we had. I gotta put you in my past. Better tell yourself.
tired of living from check to check? Want to increase potential income? Live the life you want? Establish financial and secure future for you and your loved ones? So if you're an entrepreneur, want to own a business, or just need to make a little extra money on the side, contact Josie Kibi to get you started on the road to financial freedom, income protection, and a better life. And let her show you how to leave a legacy. Are you looking to become a better parent, escaping domestic or family violence, need help with anger management, couples mediation, or just individual guidance? If this sounds like you, then contact the Georgia Life Center by visiting their website at georgialifecenter.org or give them a call at 470-395-1397 to set up an appointment, because they believe everyone can lead a happy, productive life free of violence and abuse. Calling all my people on the night shift, the late drivers of Uber and Lyft, the night hawks, the creepers, heading home from the club, or you just up doing what grown folks do. You need to be tuned in to the hottest radio personality in the ATL, Big Ray Van Groove, from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. on Magic 107.5, 97.5, the real sounds of Atlanta. This is Georgia First Black Governor. Come party with me at the hottest all-white party, the ATL White Affair, hosted by the Andrew and Walter Young Family YMCA. It's going down Saturday, June 1st from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Opium Nightclub. And you know, if I'm in the building, the music is live, the food and drinks is good, we raffling off prizes, and you know it's for a good cause. And you also know... Oh, and by the way, you gotta be 21 or older to party. So come party with me and the Andrew and Walter Young Family YMCA for their ATL all-white affair. Cause you know, when we show up in the city, we shut it down.
Good time. Let's take them up, Fred. We gotta take you high. Yeah. All right. You wanna do it again? You wanna do it again, huh? Yeah, let's do it. We gotta take you high.
Yes, we'll be back. I'm gonna read this manifesto, as we say. We gonna read this manifesto, and I'm about to show you what we in store for in the near future. But until then, I still want you to stick hold and stay good on love and stay good on family. Here's Mama Quita's baby daddy without the baby. Here's Sean Isaac with Love Me Hard.
Tell me something I need to know. Then take my breath and never let it go. If you just let me invade your space, I'll take this pleasure and take it with the pain. And if in the moment I bite my lips, baby, in the moment you know this is something bigger than us. Give me a reason to believe in. And if I want to keep you, I gotta got to love you harder. I gotta love you harder. And if I really need you, I gotta got to love you harder. Love you harder. Love you, love you, love you, love you. Pleasure and take it with the pain. And if in the moment you bite your lip, when I get you moaning, you know it's real. Can you feel the pressure between your hips? I'll make you feel like the first time. And if I want to keep you, I gotta got to love you harder. I gotta love you harder. And if I really need you, I gotta got to love you harder. Love you harder. Love you, love you, love you, love you. Harder, 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 harder. try again. Oh, so what do I do if I can't figure it out? Said I'ma leave again. Keep you up. Said I got to love you, babe. Said I gotta love you, babe. And if I really need you, I got to love you harder. Love you harder. And if I want to keep you, I gotta to love you harder. I gotta love you harder. And if I really need you, I gotta to love you harder. Love you harder. Yeah.
ODLTL.
I love this record. Sean Isley. Will love you harder. He on the Wake Bacon Coffee Morning Show. Ooh, I love that. And I want to. Yes. So welcome back to the Wake Bacon Coffee Morning Show. We are on That's Crazy Monday. And I said when we come back, I was going to read this manifesto. Now, you can find it at Fordham University. This was written by Michael Swift back in 1987. A decade later, this text was printed in the Congressional Record and is repeatedly cited, apparently verbatim by religious rights, as evidence of a gay agenda. You can see this has been adopted congressionally, meaning that it has been accepted by the government. Now, the first time I ever heard of anything like this was there was a book that I picked up off the corner off 125th Street back in the 90s. It was called The Illuminati 666. The book had been out almost 5 to 6 years before I read it. And it explained what I'm about to read to you, but it gave it to us in small glimpses. And at first I was trying to understand where he got his information from. Now, there's also a previous manifesto prior to this, where they wanted to use black women and civil rights type movement style action in order to gain what they wanted. And if you see, here it is almost 45, 50 years later, they got it. They got it. And they used the same methods of the civil rights to get it. And they used black women and black people to get it because they said that y'all was going to help them, and they knew you were. Because y'all got cousins and friends and uncles and, brothers who is on the other side. This is to go in effect after what they conjured up. And this became part of legislation because this is considered a legal document. And it starts off like this. This essay is an outrage, madness, and tragic, cruel fantasy, an eruption of inner rage on how the oppressed desperately dream of being the oppressor. If you're a mother with sons, I advise you to turn your ears up. If you have nephews, turn your ears up. If you have a husband, turn your ears up. This man wrote this as an article. 10 years later, it became congressional. And I want you to see that this is more than just two people loving each other. That's the lie. I'm going to get into it. It says, we shall sodomize your sons. Before I get into it, Mama Quita said, black women is the most accepting and loving group of people. They are also the most powerful next to the black man and may even be argued more than men because we influence them. I'll give you that, Mama Quita. I sure will. That was the purpose of our union. That's why God created family. And before I even go into finish reading this, this is now going to be indoctrinated in your school systems. This is why now they are doing the trans reading hour. This will be indoctrinated in your school systems. This will be indoctrinated in your jobs. This will eventually be indoctrinated in your churches. It pains me to read this, but I got to, though. I got to let y'all know. It says we will sodomize your sons. And bells of your feeble masculinity, of your shadow dreams and vulgar lies. We shall seduce them in your schools, in your dormitories, in your gymnasiums, in your locker rooms, in your sports arenas, in your seminaries, in your youth groups, in your movie theater bathrooms, in your army bunkhouses, in your truck stops, in all male clubs, in your houses of Congress, wherever men are with men together. Your sons shall become our minions and do our bidding. They will be recast in our image. I don't know if y'all know how spiritual this is. So they will be recast in our image. They will come to crave and adore us. Women, and a lot of black women say this all the time. Actually, it's a known scientific fact that black women in America are the only women in the world who feel this way. Or at least the dominant number. You're the greatest, you're the majority in the world that feels this way. It said, women, you cry for freedom. You say you are no longer satisfied with men. They make you unhappy. We consensus of the masculinity face, the masculinity physique, shall take your men from you then. We will assume them. We will instruct them. We will embrace them when they weep. Women, you say, you say you wish to live with each other instead of men. then go and be with each other. We shall give your men pleasure they have never known, because we are the foremost men, because we are foremost men too. And only one man knows how to truly please another man. The lie. The lie. Ooh, the blasphemy. The lie. Hold on 1 second. Let that marinate. Sorry about that. So where were we? Here. You women. You women say you wish to live with each other instead of with men. Then go and be with each other. We shall give your men pleasures they've never known before, because we are foremost men too. The only one who knows how to truly please another man, only one man can understand the depth and feeling and the mind body of another man. Lies. There's nothing a man can do for me but cut me a check. You might can tell me where the bud spot is, but the most you can do is cut me a check. But isn't this the same narrative that lesbians have with women? Is we truly only know how to please you because we are women ourselves? Isn't this the same narrative that lesbians tell other women? This is the narrative. Oh, we can do you better than a man because we're a woman. Now, this was written back in 1987. I don't want you to forget this. Now, this was written in 87. I'm going to go on. It said all laws banning homosexual activity will be revoked. Instead, legislation shall be passed which engenders love between men. Seems like less than 20 years after this was written, it came to pass. Okay, I'm going to keep reading. All homosexuals must stand together as brothers. We must unite artistically, philosophically, socially, politically, and financially. Listen to that again now. Artistically, philosophically, socially, politically, and financially. We will triumph only when we present a common face to the vicious heterosexual enemy. So women, if you like men, that would make you a heterosexual, which will in turn make you an enemy to the homosexual. But isn't it ironic that you are an enemy, but you are the biggest supporter of your enemy? You're the biggest supporter of your enemy. This is the code that they live by secretly. They not gonna tell you you're an enemy. They using you. Oh, it said if you dare to cry faggot, fairy, queer at us, We will stab you in your cowardly hearts and defile your dead puny bodies. We shall write poems of love between men. We shall stage plays in which men openly caress men. We shall make films about the love between hetero men, which replace the cheap, superficial, sentimental, inspired, juvenile, heterosexual infractions presently dominating our cinema screens. We shall sculpt statues of beautiful young men, of bold athletes, which will be placed in your parks and your squares and your plazas. The museums of the world will be filled with only paintings of graceful, naked lads. Is this too much for y'all? Oh, the heterosexual on the men screen. Think about this now. Every straight man on TV now is either dumb, stupid, slow, can't do nothing, lazy. Think about this. Think about every sitcom. Think about the majority of the sitcoms. Every heterosexual male, he worked, but he lazy. He's a alcoholic. He's a crybaby. He's a mama's boy. He don't want to do anything. He only want to sit and watch TV. He don't want to spend time with his wife. But then the wife has a friend. And the friend is always gay. And the gay guy is the smart one. The intelligent one. The comforter. Okay. I'm going to keep reading. Museums, the world will be filled. Okay. It said our writers and artists will, where we at? Yeah. What'd you say? The world today. Oh, yeah. The Lord's here. Full-fledged. And this was written in 1987 on what they wanted to accomplish and what they were accomplishing, all the things that they shall accomplish. Now, I want you to pay attention to the Me Too movement. Said our writers and artists will make love between men fashionably, and we will succeed because we are adept at setting styles. We will eliminate heterosexuals liaison through the uses of devices and wits and ridicule. Doesn't the Me Too movement ridicule heterosexual men? Tell you the plan. And devices which are skill and employing. Now, this part I'm about to read you now was something that I read in the 90s in a book called The Illuminati 666. And like I said, even then I wondered where he got it from. But now I see where he got it from. And like I said, this is congressional. This is used in debates. This is a legal document. What I'm reading to you right now is a legal document. It was written in 87. It became legal in 97. Who is your president? Go back and Google that. I'm just trying to show you a pattern and a pattern. Okay. 10 years after this was written, it became a legal document. Who is your president in 1997? Because one president made it a legal document, another president made it law. And I just want you to see the sides that they play on. Not here to bash anybody, just here to spread a little truth. So check this out. '87, they said, we will unmask the powerful homosexual who masquerades as heterosexuals. Aren't they doing that now? Slowly. You will be shocked and frightened when you find that your presidents and their sons, your industrialists, your senators, your mayors, your generals, your athletes, your film stars, your TV personalities, your civic leaders, your priests are not safe, familiar, bugaloos, heterosexual figures you assume them to be. They said, we are everywhere. We have infiltrated your ranks. Be careful when you speak of homosexuality, because we are always among you. We may be sitting across the desk from you. We may be sleeping in the same bed with you. Right. Oh, yes, Daddy Bush was the president in 97. Daddy Bush is a globalist. Daddy Bush funded Bill Clinton to be the governor in Arkansas for 8 years and secretly funded him to run against him for the 97-98 election. They're buddies. They're globalists. I told y'all the Bushes are globalists. The Clintons are globalists. The Bushes are globalists. They all serve the same agenda. Remember, Daddy Bush was the one that came out with the New World Order. Remember? Daddy Bush introduced the New World Order, the globalization. And remember, when Al Gore beat Baby Bush, Clinton didn't say nothing. Because they needed an agenda to be straight. Because wasn't it Clinton that gave you the don't ask, don't tell? That's because don't ask, don't tell had nothing to do with you doing wrong in the military. It had everything to do with you being gay in the military. So if we don't ask you, you don't have to tell. Oh, I got to set the stage for my buddy. And then he set the stage. Listen, Bill Clinton wanted to kill Osama bin Laden. Every time he went to kill Osama bin Laden, he failed. Or higher powers than him on the last 2 attempts told him to stand down. Now, Bill Clinton was going to kill Osama bin Laden. He had 5 opportunities. The last 2 opportunities, the first 3, bin Laden was tipped off. And who has the biggest money deal with bin Laden's family? The Bushes. And you can't let you kill them, because I need them alive. Because I need to blame 9/11 on them when my son comes, because it's really this dickhead over here, Saddam Hussein, that don't want to play nice with us and give us no oil. And we need to be able to get over here and get at Gaddafi. Because back in 1950, they wanted to take over all of the regions surrounding Israel. Go do your homework. You ain't got to take my word for it. These folks said they about to expose everybody. Said that they in your job. They sitting across from you at your desk. They your boss. They your priest. Some of them are laying in the bed with you. You laying with a homosexual and don't even know it. You laying. They said there will be no compromising. We are not middle class weaklings. This is the reason why they pound on the middle class. This is why they attack the middle class. Remember who started the middle class? It was working blacks and whites started the middle class. Now you're considered working poor. Talk to me. These folks got an agenda. They coming to get you. They said there will be no compromising. None. Zero. Zip. They not compromising. They said we are highly intelligent. We are the natural aristocrats of the human race. And steerly minded aristocrats never settle for less. Those who oppose us will be exiled. We shall rise, vast private armies, as Mamisha did, to defeat you. We shall conquer the world because war is inspired by and banded together by homosexual love and honor of the invincible. Where do you think the Roman Catholics come from? Every nation, every kingdom that has rose up. First it was Babylon. Let me tell you what happened. Every kingdom that has risen and took the knowledge of the fallen angels and then after they took the knowledge of the fallen angels, they built empires. Once they built empires, they implemented two systems that started they fail. Welfare and homosexuality. Babylon, Sodom and Gomorrah. Egypt. When Egypt failed, they was practicing homosexuality, bestiality, pedophilia. Then it went from Egypt to Persia. Then from Persia to the Greeks, and then from the Greeks to Rome. And now, let me show y'all something. And now, does this look familiar? Does this look familiar to you? Does this look familiar? Have you seen this before? Tell me you have seen this before. And no. And no. Have you seen this before? Doesn't it look so familiar to something that you recognize? What I can tell you is, it did not come off the walls of Egypt. However, there is a duplicate of it in Egypt, but it didn't come from off the walls of Egypt. This goes all the way back to Babylonian. Nimrod, Assyria. That's where this was found. This was also the symbol of Egypt, Persia, Rome? Isn't the eagle the symbol of America? Isn't the eagle our symbol too? Isn't the eagle our symbol too? In every great country that failed, the first thing that killed them was welfare. Then they rose taxes to take care of the welfare. They called it socialism. And once they instituted socialism, then they instituted everything else. Oh, they let the gays run free, and now everybody can do what they want. I told y'all, pedophilia is next. And if you don't see a rise of support of pedophilia, then I don't know what rock you're sleeping under. But I'm going to keep reading. They said those who will oppose them will be exiled. We shall rise vast private armies, boom, just as they did in ancient Greek. So now, we all know the Greeks were freaks. We knew the Romans were freaks. Stop playing. Oh, where did they get it from? Persia. Persia got it from Egypt. Egypt got it from Babylonian. The rise of the Tower of Babylon. Babylon got it from the fallen angels. I advise y'all to go read y'all scripture. Oh, and I think this is why Mama Quita really wanted it instituted. She wanted to go ahead and be read and get it over with. It said the family unit. Listen to me closely. The family unit. The family unit is what? God's supposed to be the head of Christ. Christ is the head of man. Man is the head of woman. Woman over the children. Right? That's it. But they said the family unit, spawning ground of lies, betrayals, hypocrisy, what's this, metarodity, and violence will be abolished. The family unit, which only dampens imagination, curbs free will, must be eliminated. Oh, God give you free will, but he also gave you parents. He also gave you his word, some instructions to go by. Even though you got free will, you got some instructions to go by. Because you have the free will to serve him or serve the flesh. Your choice. Serve the world or serve him. You do have a choice. But now if I can get out the instructions of God that curbs your free will, that must be eliminated. Who curbs free will? The church. You Christian folk. Y'all speak out against this. It said, a dampened imaginations and curved free will must be eliminated. Perfect boys will be conceived and grown in a generic laboratory. Wait a minute now. Perfect boys. Not the ones that y'all giving birth to. No, because most of them might got a daddy, and he might stop this from happening. Perfect boys will be conceived and grown in a generic lab. They gonna make their own little boys for their pleasure. Aren't they already making AI dolls? Then they make up blow up dolls. That was the start. Now don't they have these little robots? Sexual robots? They're trying to get y'all to make this normal. Water you down. Okay. So they will be bonded together in communal settings under the control and instruction of homosexual savings. All, listen, 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 listen. All. Not some, not half, not a third, not a quarter, not a fifth, not an eighth, not an ounce of, not a pound. All. All churches who condemned us will be closed. All. All. How you keep your church doors open? Well, now you get government funding. Inside of that government funding, you have to support what the government supports, or you pick a party. So now you pick a party. Now you a black church, so you don't like the president, so you pick the Democrat Party, so you get Democratic funded money, so you can push a Democratic agenda in your church. And guess what you will allow in, because the Democrat Party believe in gay marriage, they believe in abortion, so you will find a way to teach around the Bible so you can keep your funding in your church open. But all churches, they said all churches who condemn us will be closed. Our only gods, listen, mama, listen. So I think this is why God ain't give me a son yet. Because he know I will go to prison. I will go to prison for the rest of my life. Listen, these folks said their only gods are handsome young men. Their only God, they said their only gods, with an S, are handsome young men. Oh, I know a few churches that are getting government funding. I know a nice, small powerhouse black church that sits on Cascade somewhere that gets government funding. Backdoor hush money. Miss Harris, you know I won't come on here and make no blanket statement. And there are a lot of churches that get government funding all over the world, courtesy of Baby Bush. Yeah, Baby Bush gave them that. This is how they are able to establish certain programs and to do certain things. And they target a lot of poor churches via black or white. Wasn't even about color. It was just about the church. Because these folks said all churches who condemn them will be closed. Their only gods are handsome young men. We adhere to a cult of beauty, moral, and ethics. All that is ugly and vulgar and banal will be annihilated. Since we are alienated from the middle class, heterosexual conventions, we are free to live our lives according to the dictates of a pure imagination. For us, too much is not enough. Now, this has always been my thing, right? If you wanted a gay church, then why not just go build you a gay church? You want a gay community, why not just go build you a gay community? Why do you have to force me to accept you want to come in and shut down my church? No, if you want to have a gay church, then go have a gay church. Listen, this is America. Why you got to shut down my church? Why you just can't go build your own? It's almost like they told black people, if you want your own doctors, communities, then build your own. Just like I spoke of in the beginning of the show. The guy who paid off all the people from Morehouse, his graduating class. And they said Morehouse has this thing set to the side for people who make certain income. They have $120 million. But Harvard, if you make less than $65,000, Harvard will give you a free education. Because they have almost 68 billion. Well, 38 billion. She said some people are going around the Bible because they just don't want to follow the word. Now, Miss Chrissy, look, you gotta be nice on here now. We don't want to be stepping on nobody's toes, okay? She said, I'm sure it's happening, but I'm not sure that it's happening as wildly as we think. It is. It's actually happening bigger than what we think. That's the scary part. Because we don't think that is not widely happening. But it is. That's the scariest part. And another scary part is she makes a great point. Some people just going around the Bible just because they don't want to follow the word. Well, this part sounds great, but I don't really like that part. We're going to take that part out. Right. So let me go ahead and close this thing out. It said the exquisite society to merge will be governed by an elite comprised of gay poets. Wow. So one of the major requirements for a position of power in the new society of homoeroticism will be the indulgence in the Greek passion. Any man with heterosexual lust will automatically be barred from a position of influence. Any man contaminated. Listen, I'm sorry I missed a word. Listen to these words. You know a gay guy that teaches everything against that? I'm pretty sure. Oh, I am reading from Michael Swift, the gay revolutionary. That was written back in 1987. It was an editorial piece that 10 years later became a legal manifesto for gay rights and a gay agenda. It is constantly used by the church when debating religious versus gay rights. And it was written back in 1987. I will post a link in the Fans of the Wait Bacon Coffee Morning Show so you can go see it. Also, there was another manifesto that was written prior to this that goes into details about how they would use black women and how they would use the civil rights movement to further push the LGBT community. So I encourage you to read that, as well as this here by Michael Swift. You can Google it. You know, everybody loves Google. You can just type in Michael Swift 1987. It'll pop up. Also type in the Gay Manifesto. I think that was written back in the late 50s, early 60s. On how they wanted to move and how they felt they can come together. However, this particular one that was written by Michael Swift became a legal document. It was accepted congressionally back in 10 years after it was written. And to know what the underlying message and what the underlying cause lets you know that it's deeper than just two men loving each other and two people want to be that way. You said it's a gay agenda? Oh yeah, that's the reason why everything. Because think about, Jesus said that the end times will be as the days of Noah. But we really never talk about what's going on in the days of Noah. We never talk about the Antichrist that's coming will have no desire for women. We never talk about Satan having a feminine aura. We never talk about the Baphomet, which is his image, which is male and female. We never talk about how they want to silence gender altogether. This is why the narrative now in NBC News, you can go look this up. In NBC News, I showed it earlier. Let me put it back up here so you can see the link. You can go pull this article up on NBC. Well, now the narrative is men can have babies. They don't want any gender. It's all about taking away what God established. Man, woman, family. The man being the head. Because now I can get the man out the way. Mama Quita even said it early in the show. She said black women is the most accepting and loving group of people. She said they are also the most powerful next to the black man. And said many may even argue more powerful than the man because black women influence men. So what is the greatest thing to break up? Family. What's the greatest thing to break up? That God structure. God is the head of Christ. Christ is the head of man. Man is the head of the wife. Wife over the kids. If you kill that, take the man out the way, because you know that these women are strong. These are strong women. But these women been through everything. Slavery, they done been through it all. But look at these. Look, these are the women right here. We take boop. And who gonna tell them no? Because the agenda is to get all the heterosexual men out of the way. Look at TV, David. It's hardly any straight men on TV. It's now full of women. All the reality shows are really about women. There really hardly any real heterosexual men on television. All the heterosexual men are being taken out of power because of a movement called Me Too. See, I told everybody that they're going to try to get a woman to run against Trump. And then the second time I spoke on it, I said they're going to get a black woman to do it. They're going to find a black woman to do it. And 2 weeks after I said that, Kamala Harris put her name in the hat. Now, when I first saw her, that was the woman that I knew that they was going to get. In my spirit, I felt that. But I didn't want to put it out there because I didn't want nobody to think I was hating. But this is it. They said any man contaminated with heterosexual lust will be automatically barred from a position of influence. All males who insist on remaining stupidly heterosexual be tried in a homosexual court of justice and will become invisible men. You think the target of black men going to prison is somebody just woke up and like this just started to happen? The Bible told you that you will be sex slaves. Your boys and your girls will be sold for wine and harlots. What? Somebody else will lay down with your woman, not you. What? Black women got to stop buying into the idea that we don't need men, and the current agenda is trying to destroy the family and black race. Well, You gotta destroy the black race, Miss Harris. God said he was coming to plead for his people. He said the tribe of Judah is scattered all across the world. He did say we was hard-headed too. He also said we ain't listen and we worship other gods and we do things of other folks and we gonna take up gods of people we don't even know. Our fathers never met. They ain't gonna speak a language we don't know. We gonna go far, far away. We'll never see our children again. We are here. But we have been given a second chance. Even though our ancestors killed him too. They nailed him to... They crucified him. Because we were so caught up in law and in tradition and didn't want to seek faith. So now, by bloodline, we have pretty much lost our inheritance. But the only way we can get it is faith through Jesus Christ. But please understand that if they are telling you that all churches who condemn them will be closed, then doesn't that go with Matthew? Doesn't that go with Matthew 24 where he said you will be hated by all nations for my name's sake? You church folks. Oh, you married folks. Oh, you got a man, Chris? Crystal, you married a man? Oh, we don't like you. We hate you. You're going to be hated for being natural. The way God intended you to be. Oh, Mama Quita, you got a man? Josie, you the first lady? Oh, and you definitely talking to him? Oh. So you be hated by all nations for his name's sake. This is just the beginning of birth pains. They've been doing this for a minute. Huh? So we shall rewrite history. History filled with debase with your heterosexual lies and distortions. We shall portray the homosexuality of the great leaders and thinkers who have shaped the world, and will be demonstrated that homosexuality and intelligence and imagination are inextricably linked, and that the homosexual is a requirement. A homosexual is a requirement for true nobility, true beauty in a man. We shall be victorious because we are fueled with the furious bitterness of the oppressed, who will be forced to play simply bits and parts of your dumb heterosexual shows throughout the ages. We too are capable of firing. We too are capable of firing guns and manning the barricades of our ultimate revolution. Tremble. Here to swine, we will appear before you without our mask. For those that not gonna wait, here you go. I'm going to paste it on the inside in the comments. And you can go read it for yourself. This is where we are. When men get to have... Where now... You can't call a woman anymore. If she identifies as a man. And now they are mad at the hospitals for treating women who identify as a man. They are upset because they treat them as women. And no, she is a man. And the proper term is she is a man having a baby. You ain't got to take my word for it. You can go look it up. You can go Google it. You can Google it. You ain't got to take my word for it. Google it. See, and Miss Harris, I am so glad that you said what you said about women saying that they don't need a man. The reason why black women are the only women in the world, because believe you me, I've been all around the world, and black American women are the only women in the world who say they don't need a man. I've been some places, in some back hole hut type places, and no woman out there has ever said they don't need a man. They actually looking for one, or looking to be found by one. Miss Harris said, I never turn my back on my brothers. We thank you. I told y'all need to put this on t-shirts. Black women, stop saying we don't need a man. Put that on the t-shirt, sell it. But I'm glad that you said that. And I'm glad that you said about the agenda and how it's killing the race and how it's destroying the family. Because tomorrow I'm going to touch on the 5 social engineered agenda to kill the black family. We're going to be ratchet tomorrow. So tomorrow we are going to touch on the 5 social engineered agenda to kill the black family. For the reason that women, black women, can say they don't need a man. Not that they don't, but they are pushed in a corner too. They are painted. That's why I love when she said, stop buying into the idea. It's an idea. Because the same women who telling you don't need a man, they got a husband at home. The same women that telling you it's okay to get an abortion, they got babies at home. So how they gonna tell you what you need? And why do we keep letting these folks telling us what we need? God gave us everything we need. God say, I give you everything that you need. I have given it to you. Everything. So tomorrow, I'm glad you said that, because tomorrow that's what we're going into. 5 social engineered agendas to kill the family. And it was used and started on the black family. But I want you to see how they are going to take this and use it worldwide. And let me go ahead and give you a little cheat sheet. I ain't going to write it down. I want you to listen, pay attention. I'm not going to type it, but I'm going to go ahead and give you the 5. And I want you to go ahead and ponder on these. Welfare, child support, fornication, materialism, and white Christianity. I'm going to say it one more time. Welfare, child support, fornication, materialism, and white Christianity. We're going to get into them tomorrow. Because family, we are under attack. Christians, we are under attack. Heterosexuals, we are under attack. We are being targeted. And mainly, it's God's people who are being targeted. Because the plan all along from Babylon was to build a tower to go up and overthrow God. That is Satan's plan. That's what he wants to do. To overthrow God. To be like God. And he tricked man by telling them to eat off the tree of knowledge. See, that's the part that we always forget. That is the number one word that we forget about Adam and Eve in the garden. Is they ate from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. See, before we had knowledge, we only had God. And everything that we needed, he provided. We didn't even know we were naked. It wasn't important. It wasn't important to know that we were naked. It wasn't important that we know how we were going to get the food because it was already provided. All we had to do was be thankful, grateful, and give praise to the Creator. But we was tricked with knowledge. And now man feels like he's getting more knowledgeable. And he's getting smarter and smarter, not knowing that he's being used by Satan. These folks are trying to be in time and space. If they be in time and space, it allows Satan to travel back and forth. It opens up the gateway to demons. We are almost there. I don't know if you know how close we are to the Antichrist coming, but most importantly, how close we are to the return of Jesus. And if you don't know where you stand with him, I advise you to accept him as your Lord and Savior. Get into his life, read his word, understand what's going on. That will be my advice to you. And if you say that you have accepted him, if you do love him, then start reading his word and ask him to open your eyes to see what's going on. Because they put it right in your face. I mean, literally, right in your face. They put it there. That's why it says you have to have spiritual discernment. Ask God for spiritual discernment so you can see. And when you see, when you hear, you can recognize what's what. Don't be afraid. We on a winning team. It might not be our generation. Our generation is just getting the taste of it. But what you need to know is it's going to be our grandkids that's going to suffer. So if you get right, our grandkids will be right. So that's my time, man. So I'll see y'all back here tomorrow on Ratchet But Righteous Tuesdays, right here on the Wake Bacon Coffee Morning Show. I thank each and every one of y'all for coming out. Make sure do something righteous. Be nice to somebody. Give love to somebody. Be peaceful to somebody. Allow God's will to be used through you. So, with that being said, I love y'all, man, and Gov gone. It's time to get up and get ready, for the hottest morning show in the ATL. It's the Wake, Bake, and Coffee Morning Show, live with Georgia First Black Governor. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you the most interactive radio show on Facebook Live. We bringing the hottest news, the illest independent artists, and a whole lot of love, baby. Okay. It's time for you to get up, roll up, sit back, with your host, Georgia's first black governor.